Why the hell am I making a video about giving advice to you guys? What's on my hand? What's up, my ducklings? It's Tiny Duck Sophie here with another video. You wanted me to give you advice on questions you asked me, and I had to pull all the answers and put them in a document in front of me on my computer. You're standing on my computer, so if the quality is bad, blame yourselves. Anyways, let's just jump right into it because you don't want to hear me yap. All right, first question. Sophia, should I get a dog or cat, and why? I would say get a cat. Low maintenance, easier to deal with. I have 2 and then 1 dog, but at the same time, you have to, with dogs, you have to you have to extensively research the breed. The only breed that you have to do that with a cat is Savannah cats and orange cats. If you cannot deal with hyperactivity, don't get either one of them or try to deter yourself away from any of that. Just like Huskies and Badger Malinois, they need a lot of exercise. They need a lot of things to keep their mind active. I have a Border Collie mix, so I have to keep her active, and when she's not active, bad things can happen. Let's just say that. So I would say get a cat, but get probably a low maintenance cat, which would probably either be a tabby or a Siamese. I've found those ones are very talkative, very friendly, very cuddly, and they'll do you good. They'll do you good. Question 2. What do I do if my mother-in-law doesn't really like me? There's nothing you really can do about that but tell your spouse, and if your spouse doesn't believe you, then that's not a good family to be in. That's not going to fit, especially if you're going to have kids with that man or woman. I don't know what gender you are, but if you're going to have kids with them and the mother-in-law is not treating you right or the father-in-law is not treating you right, whoever, you need to talk to someone, you need to talk to them, and you need to have a constant communication with your partner because there will be times and there will be things in your life where you might have to cut people off, and that's okay. It is okay to cut people off. Cut people out of your life. It's fine. You are okay, and you will be okay. Got a little deep right there, but we'll go into an easier one. If I was able to have any Pokemon in the world, what would you fit me with? I mainly am 6'4". Whoa. I am blonde, and I normally wear flannel. Okay. I would either give you a Timber, which I'll put that up on the screen. I'll put Timber up on the screen. I'll give you a Timber. If you're 6'5" and wear flannel and you're blonde, I don't know anything else about you. Well, let's just say I'll give you a Timber because Timberjack. I'm assuming since you have blonde hair, you're going to have blue eyes. So maybe I would give you a shiny Meowstic. That might fit your vibe. Flannel, I don't know any flannel pattern Pokemon. I know manly Pokemon would be like Garchomp or like Druddigon. So maybe I'd give you those guys. I'll give you those guys over here. Yeah. Oh, if I was going to root for the Chiefs, what would you put me in standings in your mind? I would put you on below. My ex was a Chiefs person, and I hate the Chiefs. I was rooting for them, but I hate the Chiefs when I have to deal with someone that was so shitty to me that loved them. So, hate the Chiefs, hate the Browns. I'm not a big fan of the New York Giants, but that's because I'm just not a Giants fan. I'm a Dolphins fan. You can go shame me and put me in hats and stuff, but I don't care. All right, now we're getting into the more deeper, I have to think about questions. I put them in a separate thing because there were so many questions I had to sift through. I had to sift through 500 of your guys' responses because I have a lot of followers on TikTok, and a lot of my TikTok followers on both my accounts, they vary in questions that they ask from I'm not going to put in this video to, oh my gosh, I don't think I can put that in my video with what it talks about. But I will try to get to as much questions that are serious as possible from this point on. Sophia, my husband has a problem with understanding my feelings. When I have big feelings, as he likes to call them, he just kind of makes fun of me and shoves it under the rug until he's ready to deal with it. All right. I'm not going to tell you that this is a bad character trait because you probably already know it is. When people don't care about your emotions to a certain extent, it can lead you to have emotional distress, which makes you more sad, which makes them more make fun of you. And if he's not taking your emotions very seriously, it can be very toxic. Now, if he just doesn't know how to process other people's emotions, it happens that way. Everyone has that moment in life, but you need to have a constant way of communicating with him that he understands. See, in my life, I've tried to say, how would you feel like in my shoes? And recently, I've been like, oh, wait, not a lot of people understand how to be in my shoes when they don't know all the stressors in my life. And I'm not going to tell them straight out the gate because that's obviously going to make them be like, you know, they're going to get confused. But I would say, this is my advice to you. If talking doesn't work, then silence will. Silence is a key indicator that something is wrong. And if they want to make fun of you for like, oh, Miss Pouty Poo Poo Pants, come on. That's not a mature man and you shouldn't be with them. And I'm not saying strike a divorce over anything like that. Don't pin me as that person. I am not a person who gives up. But if they are making fun of you and is hurting your mental stability and you need to go to therapy to talk about it, talk to a therapist. They're going to say the exact same thing. That is not an okay thing to do, and you need to talk to them. All right. Number 2 of the serious questions. If I'm dealing with a pet's departure over the Rainbow Bridge, should I or shouldn't I get a pet? I think I should not get a pet until I am emotionally ready, but my husband thinks I should get a pet as soon as possible to fill the void. 2 different parties in this are making it very hard. Okay. Yes, your husband probably wants a pet to fill the void because he doesn't want to feel the sadness of losing a pet. But you want time to process and then not conflict those emotions of sadness on another animal. No, my advice to you is that you're in the right for this one, and he's not in the wrong. He's just thinking about it differently. You are like me. If my pet died, if like any of my pets died, I would immediately be like, okay, I cannot get another pet until I am done grieving. Or I'm at least feeling up to not putting all the stuff or all my notions that I have of that pet, like all their favorite stuff, on this pet because they are totally different personalities, totally different souls. So I would say don't get a pet. Try to articulate your emotions to your husband. And if he still is like, I'm getting a pet, or shows up with a pet one day, that's not listening to you, honey. And you need him to listen to you. Men need to listen to the women, and women need to listen to the men as much as possible because that's the only way that we will achieve true equality. I know I got philosophical there. I know that you probably don't want me to get philosophical, but I'm sorry. It happens that way, and a lot of people are like, well, feminism is the way. Well, being more masculine is the way. Like, no. We just need to start listening to each other, and we need to start accepting that if it's not hurting you, then it's okay. It's okay. Let that person over there on the street dance their heart out without looking at them being like, that is a weirdo. Or let the person just cosplay on the street. Let anyone just be them if it's not hurting you. And that goes for the LGBTQ, that goes for people that are grieving, that goes for anyone. Everyone is different, and that's what makes our world beautiful. All right, number 3. I'll get out of philosophical and try to find a question that's peak. If you were in a situation where you needed to get out, what would be your first move? This is not asking for me, this is asking for someone else so I can give them proper advice. I would say go with your heart, don't give the advice I'm going to give them. But if there is a situation where you do need to get out and there is a lot of things that you need to process or they need to process, then I would say take a month. And a month might be long for you, but take a month. Start getting all your stuff, packing it up in a discreet way that you or your friend or your sister or whoever it is. I'm assuming it's a girl because usually the girls get out more than the guys. But if it is a guy, then same thing. Very discreet. Try to move everything out. If they have kids, try to pack everything up as soon as possible. Or when they're doing something that is like out of the place, because normally people leave when that happens, when they're not there. Pack everything up, have people help you get out, Don't even leave a note, just go. Because you can just get a lawyer and be like, here, I've had these, I'm getting out. Or you can be like, I'm getting a restraining order. I cannot deal with this toxic abuse. I cannot do this. I've had to do this personally, and it's sad. Yes, it is. It's going to be a big stressor on your mental health. But I will tell you, you will be a lot happier when you are not with a person that is going to mentally tear you down. So I would say pack up in the night or something like that when they're not there. And on top of that, if you have kiddos and they don't understand the situation, validate their emotions. They don't have to understand right then, but you can just be like, it's going to be safer, it's going to be better, or you can be like, it's a fun trip. We're doing some fun stuff together, just you and me time. That's a good way to not scare them and also make them not tell the other parents, especially nowadays that all the kids have phones. So, number 5, or was I on number 5? I'm just going to number 5. Number 5, when you are in distress, what is the biggest thing that you would do to convey your emotions to someone who doesn't really listen? Now, I've had this a lot in my life where people wouldn't listen to me, and honestly, I gave up a bunch of times. And do not give up. Do not give up. I encourage you to keep pushing through, but I will say that I gave up. I just was like, no one's going to understand me. No one's ever going to feel what I feel. And that's what blocked me off from the people who did want to understand me. And I think the biggest thing when someone doesn't understand you is not to try harder, but to keep trying in ways that maybe they would understand. Don't yell. Don't get aggressive. Don't be upset, because that will do nothing. That will just make them upset at you. That will make them come at you. And yes, it's wrong if they come at you, but whether it's verbal abuse or mental abuse or anything like that, when people don't understand, it can turn into a certain form of abuse. And I know we're covering a lot of abuse topics on this, and this is going to probably be a very sad video, but you guys have a lot of questions you want to answer. But when people don't understand you, the best thing to do is to just sit back, calmly start articulating your emotions. And if they think, oh, you're pinning it on me, oh, you're making this about me, or you're making this about you, it is about us, bitch. Because you want to know why it's about us? Because we are in emotional distress. We are having the problem. You might be having a problem. We're having a problem too. You don't get to say, oh, I've experienced that too. Oh, blah, blah, blah. You don't get to do that, because that doesn't give us the satisfaction that we need to be like, oh, they understand us. They don't, because they're like, well, I had that too and I'm fine. No, we are different people. We are different human beings. We have different souls. We have different mind frames. We have different ways of thinking. So how about we calm down? We articulate our emotions in a certain way that gives us that speech. We cannot speak sometimes. I get that. I have moments where I'm so done with something that I can't speak, that I can't articulate. And you might be at that thing in your life. You might be there. But just let me tell you, just try. Keep trying. And if they don't, as I've always said, then they do not deserve you. They do not deserve you if they refuse to listen. And if they're refusing to understand, sometimes people will never be understood. Sometimes they will never understand you, but another person will understand you to the fullest degree. That person will be the person that you hold on to for life. Just remember that. You do not have to be understood by any particular person. It might matter to you now, but it won't matter to you in the future when you found your group, when you found your posse. And if you're still searching for that posse, you will find them. Have hope. Do not give up. Never give up. No retreat. No surrender. And I have to be cringe because I will get sad too. Because you guys, you out there matter, no matter who you are. No matter if this has 2 likes, no matter if this has 100 likes, as long as someone watches it and sees that they matter. That's what matters. And I will answer everyone's advice. It'll be on my TikTok, it'll be on my YouTube polls, it'll be on my Instagram story. So go check it out. They'll be in the description. Yeah. But we'll get into one more because I don't want this video to span too long and I don't want you to get too bored with me talking philosophically. So let's get into the last question that I've picked out. And this is a biggie. This is a biggie, and you gotta be serious about this. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. when you are picking out a Pokemon game, what is your favorite thing to pick out of the two that usually get dropped? Okay, I love this. I pick the one that's aesthetically pleasing. Like, so when I was playing, let's just say Gold and Silver, I picked Ho-Ho because, oh my god, that was aesthetically pleasing. Golden Bird, Reincarnation over this Lapras-looking seal thing that flies in the air. Yes, the shiny and the shadow version look dope as fuck, but you're not going to get those until later in the game, even if sometimes you don't even get them because not everyone is a shiny hunter. Like me, which I have a shiny hunting video that I will totally put up somewhere, probably link in description, or it'll be right here. Go check that out. But on the off chance that there was something like Scarlet and Violet, I had a hard time because I bought both games, obviously, but the first one that I bought was obviously Violet because I was like, okay, Violet, it's futuristic. I thought that there would be cooler Pokemon. Nope. I hated playing through that. It was like, okay, we got the worst end of the stick. And I also played Scarlet, 100%ed it, got the whole shiny dex in it, and that was great. That was wonderful. Everyone loved that. Everyone loved the dinosaurs. And then there was just, oh, the shiny is a robot that's platinum. No. Again, guys, thank you for watching this video. My little ducklings, you are phenomenal, and reach out to anyone. Reach out to me. I will gladly talk to any of you about anything that's going on in your lives. But on my Instagram, TikTok DMs are a little iffy. I usually get people that want me in there. But regardless to that, link is in my description. There will be more advice videos. If you want your advice to be put in a video, please, I will pick it if you put a star next to it. It means it's very important to you. But if you made it here, you're probably going to comment anyways. So like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in another video. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope I didn't get too philosophical on you guys. Out here!